Do you ever get that feeling? That tightness in your chest when you think about checking your bank account? The low-grade hum of anxiety that appears a few days before payday? Or maybe it's the sheer overwhelm that stops you from even opening your bills, leaving them in a growing, terrifying pile on the kitchen counter. If this sounds familiar, please know this: you are not bad with money. You are not broken. You are simply experiencing a very rational response to a system that feels chaotic, unpredictable, and deeply personal. For so many of us, money management has become synonymous with stress, shame, and fear. We either avoid it completely, which makes the anxiety worse, or we force ourselves to obsess over every penny, which burns us out. But what if there was a third way? What if you could manage your money from a place of calm and clarity, rather than panic and avoidance? What if your finances could be a source of peace instead of anxiety? It is absolutely possible. This isn't about getting rich quick or becoming a budgeting ninja. This is about building simple, sustainable systems that act as guardrails for your financial life, freeing up your mental energy and finally giving you the peace of mind you deserve. Today, we're going to talk about how to manage money without stress. The first and most important step has nothing to do with spreadsheets or math. It has to do with your mindset and your environment. You must give yourself permission to look. The number one driver of financial anxiety is the unknown. Our brains, when faced with a scary unknown, will always imagine the worst-case scenario. That looming credit card bill you're afraid to open. In your mind, it's probably $1,000 more than it actually is. The balance in your checking account. You imagine it's teetering on zero. The anxiety comes from the monster you've built in the dark. So, the single most powerful thing you can do is turn on the light. And to do that, we need to create a safe, low-pressure environment. This isn't about Judgment Day, it's about a fact-finding mission. I want you to set a timer for just 15 minutes. Make a cup of your favorite tea or coffee. Put on some calm, instrumental music. This is not a drill, this is a calm, collected data-gathering session. Your only job for these 15 minutes is to look. Open your banking app. Open the credit card statement. Don't make any decisions. Don't beat yourself up over any number. Just observe. Write down the numbers if you need to. This act of calmly facing the reality of your situation immediately drains a massive amount of the anxiety out of it. The known, even if it's bad, is always less scary than the unknown. Once you've faced the numbers, the next step to eliminating stress is to build what I call your financial cushion. I'm not talking about a fully funded 6-month emergency fund yet. That's a marathon goal that can feel overwhelming. I'm talking about a small, starter emergency fund. Its only purpose is to handle small, unexpected expenses without derailing your entire month and sending you into a spiral of stress. Think of it as a shock absorber for your financial life. How much should it be? Start with a target of $500. If that feels like too much, start with $100. This money sits in a separate savings account, and its sole job is to protect your peace of mind. When your car needs a new tire, or you have an unexpected doctor's visit, you don't have to panic. You don't have to wonder which bill you're going to be late on. You calmly transfer the money, cover the expense, and then focus on replenishing the cushion. This one simple buffer between you and life's little surprises is a profound psychological game changer. It transforms you from someone who is constantly reacting to financial emergencies to someone who can handle them with grace and calm. Now, let's talk about the number one practical tool for a stress-free financial life: automation. Every single bill that is predictable and fixed should be on autopay. Your rent or mortgage, your car payment, your insurance, your utilities, your streaming subscriptions, set them all to automatically pay from your checking account. Why? Because it eliminates a massive number of monthly decision points and potential failure points. You no longer have to remember a dozen due dates. You no longer risk a late fee because you forgot. You are effectively outsourcing the stress of bill paying to a reliable computer system. This does one crucial thing for your brain: it creates certainty. You know that your essential bills are handled without you having to lift a finger. This frees up a huge amount of mental RAM that was previously being used to track and worry about these payments. You can now use that mental energy for more important things. The key here is to track these automated payments in your calendar or budget so you always know what is coming out and when, ensuring you never get an overdraft. Automation, when done correctly, is a form of self-care for your finances. A major source of money stress comes from the feeling that you are constantly having to say no to yourself and to others. This feeling of deprivation is emotionally exhausting and makes any financial plan feel unsustainable. The solution to this is to build guilt-free spending directly into your system. This is a non-negotiable category. Whether you use a detailed budget or a simpler framework, you must allocate a specific amount of money each month that you can spend on absolutely anything you want, with zero guilt, zero tracking, and zero justification. Call it your fun fund, your blow money, whatever you like. This money is for you to enjoy life now. It's for the coffee, the movie ticket, the new book, the dinner out with friends. When this money is gone for the month, you stop. But until then, you spend it freely. Why is this so critical for stress reduction? Because it removes the internal conflict. You're not betraying your financial goals when you buy a latte. You're using money that was explicitly allocated for your present moment joy. This one category is the pressure release valve that prevents you from snapping and going on a stress spending binge that wrecks your entire plan. A plan that includes fun is a plan you can stick with. Let's address a common mindset trap, the belief that you have to be perfect. So many people start a budget, make one mistake like overspending on groceries or dipping into savings for an emergency, and then they throw the entire plan out the window. They think, well, I've already messed up, so what's the point? This all-or-nothing thinking is a primary driver of financial stress and failure. I want you to adopt a new mantra: progress, not perfection. Your financial plan is not a prison sentence, it's a living, breathing guide. It is meant to be adjusted. It is meant to be wrong sometimes. A budget is not a forecast of a perfect month, it's a plan for your actual, messy, unpredictable life. When you overspend in one category, the response isn't to quit. The response is to calmly sit down and ask, okay, where can I pull from to cover this? Maybe you take a little from your dining out budget and a little from your entertainment budget to cover the car repair. This isn't failure, this is active management. It's you being the calm, capable pilot of your finances, adjusting the controls as you hit turbulence, rather than panicking and jumping out of the plane. Finally, to manage money without stress, you need to schedule regular, but brief, financial check-ins. This is the opposite of obsessive checking or total avoidance. It's the golden mean. I want you to block out 30 minutes once a week, maybe with that same cup of tea and calm music as your official money date. During this time, you do 3 things only. 1. You quickly review your accounts to ensure all your automated payments went through and there is no fraudulent activity. 2. You compare your spending to your plan for the last week, not to judge, but to simply see where you stand. 3. You look ahead at the upcoming week to see what bills are due and what expenses you anticipate. That's it. This weekly habit does something magical. It contains your financial thinking to a specific, limited time. Instead of money worries popping into your head randomly throughout the day, you can calmly tell yourself, I don't need to think about that right now. I'll address it at my money date on Sunday. This practice builds a sense of control and proactive management, which is the ultimate antidote to financial anxiety. Managing money without stress is not about having a huge income or knowing every complex financial term. It's about building simple, humane systems that work for you. It starts with courageously facing your numbers in a safe space. It's protected by a small financial cushion that acts as your shock absorber. It's automated to create certainty and free up your mental energy. It includes guilt-free spending to make the journey enjoyable. It embraces flexibility and progress over perfection. And it's sustained by a brief, regular check-in habit that keeps you in control. When you implement these steps, you shift your relationship with money from one of fear and reaction to one of confidence and calm proactivity. The goal is financial peace. And it is absolutely within your reach.